Hi, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to Channel Up, your most preferred channel, where we share updates about trending issues in Nigeria. And today is not just your regular episode. It's not your regular gist. It's an alleged tale of sex trafficking, blackmail, murder, and the shadowy forces behind Mohbad's tragic death. These exposés are so strong, and I feel that they would make you tremble. What if I told you that Nollywood star Iyabo Ojo is allegedly not just an actress, not just the owner of Gist Lover, controversially the Gist Lover blog? What if I told you that behind the glamour, behind the acting, there is an alleged high-end prostitution ring with ties to politicians, kings, and industry big shots? And what if the late homicide chief in the Mohbad case, Ayilara, was the one who exposed this before his own suspicious death? Are you shocked? Well, these are not my words. This is coming straight from Dr. Kemi Olunloyo's official page. Her latest expose that would break your spines and leave you shocked. Let us roll the tape. Let us delve into details. Before I go further, I would love to drop the video where Dr. Kemi Olunloyo dropped this very big secret. I would call it a big can of worms was let open. Stay tuned. More details after the break.
I'm Dr. Kemi for Kemi Talks Media. It's Monday, the 11th of August, 2025. It is a story of how Iyabo Ojo ran an elaborate prostitution ring in Lagos, Nigeria. This docuseries will shock Nigerians. It's going to be largely in Yoruba English, but I'm going to read you this English description of the docuseries that's breaking down Facebook right now. It is very important that you bring a translator with you. I am no longer a journalist. I'm not obligated to speak any language for anybody. This is the reason why I keep telling you guys to support creators, especially creators that are journalists. If you guys have supported me and funded me, I would be doing 2 languages per video. No one has the time. Right now, Iyabo Ojo, in 2022, when I was an active investigative journalist, I did an undercover investigation on Iyabo Ojo and the role she played in a Lekki Aja business that will shake Nigeria. VDM was just the tip of the iceberg. I have done a lot of investigations, and some of them have not been released for reasons best known to me, because maybe it's not that time. My vault is full of investigations. What I will unleash this week will shock everyone in Nigeria. The hypocrisy of Iyabo Ojo is too much. The walls are finally falling on her. She flew from Nigeria to London when she made last Sunday's video. Remember the video she made, and she was addressing VDM and all kinds of stuff? And I said she's in Banana Island. She's inside an apartment in Banana Island. And she was. My CBSA and NIS sources told me she entered TDOT after that video. Now, CBSA is Canadian Border Services Agency. As an investigative journalist, I have sources in those agencies that can tell me stuff. You cannot be an investigative journalist if you don't have a source. NIS is Nigerian Immigration Services. Anywhere you're going with a Nigerian passport, they know where you're going. The passport doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the government. We just rent it off them. So my CBSA and NIS sources told me that she entered TDOT. TDOT is Toronto. That's the nickname for Toronto. After that video, via a connecting British Airways flight to Toronto. Omuga my ass, okay? She may not be able to come back to Nigeria soon, as she may be arrested on sight. So while she's in Canada, she should just stay there for now. And she cannot file asylum, because I'm going to send a message to the Canadian Border Services Agency and the Toronto Police that she's wanted in a case in Abuja, and she's also someone that obstructed justice in a murder case, Mohbad. You see that Abu Abel rape allegation that VDM talked about this morning? It just opened a can of worms, a big one. Now, some of you know Abu Abel was arrested about 2 weeks ago for a land scam, but I'll tell you all that's going on right there. Now, the Mohbad royalties, Sheyi, a Molonization partner of Mohbad and also his manager who manages his royalties and his money, Bella Shmurda's sexual relationship with Wumi, and also his relationship with Imolonization, being on Mohbad's album and getting royalties from his song on that album, but he couldn't put Mohbad on his own album. Bella Shmurda, you could not put Mohbad on your own album. Okay, we have the video of you in the car talking to a music journalist. Oh no, I didn't want those Malian types on my album, but you went on his own album, right? And now we've heard that you tried. Okay, not even you tried. That young lady said you gave Mohbad crystal methamphetamine, ice, which could definitely ruin somebody's life. So he could be addicted, messed up, and could be out of the career. A lot of you wanted Mohbad out of the music career. A lot of you wanted Mohbad down. And then you had a sexual relationship with Wumi. And then after Mohbad died, you invited Wumi to meet, with you and move into your house. Bella Shmurda, you were sleeping with Wumi. I think I did a video about that last year. And we're also going to talk about Priscilla and Campbella's role. That'll shock the world. Because Iyabo was basically a pimp. She pimped girls out of her house. She pimped her own daughter out of her house. And they named her Queen Mother. There was a reason for that name, Queen Mother. I only feel sorry for that young man, Juma Jocks. I investigated Iyabo in 2022, but it really stemmed from that arrest in 2017 in the BOME case. Because there was something in that letter, that her nemesis sent me. Remember, the news tip that took me to jail was written by Toyin. And at the end of the day, it was a fake news tip, right? But there were some things that were real inside that letter. Like that part where somebody mentioned about Priscilla being the daughter that was a runs girl and a sex worker. Now you see why you have to go back to things, because this is all making sense now. This is Punch Newspapers in 2019, my interview, where I told the Punch that Iyabo Ojo did not need to challenge me to release the evidence of the news tip that sent me to prison that I have on her, because it's already in my book. If I release the letter right now, my book will not sell. That's my point. I still haven't released the book. I thank God, because I found out when Mohbad died that Iyabo was the one that actually kept me in prison by receiving money from Kennedy Okoko, Ibiomi's spiritual son who prosecuted the case was paying her not to come to court. And I'll tell you a lot of other bad things that Iyabo did. Iyabo was the one that introduced Kennedy to the lady that actually caused his death and took him to the plastic surgeon that ultimately did the wrong surgery. There's a lot to be told. I said my lawyers will give me the go-ahead to release the evidence. I was not the one that called Iyabo's daughter a runs girl, a sex worker. Think about it. How old was Priscilla in 2019? She was actually very, very young. She was about 18 or 17 but I said I wasn't the one that called her daughter a runs girls, as she claimed. It was bloggers that spun the headlines that would suit them. It was in that letter that sent me to prison. And now I'm going to tell you in 2025 that Iyabo has actually been pimping her daughter too. Like I said, I feel bad for the Juma Jocks guy that married her daughter. This is going to be a blow down. And that's why I named my investigation Queen Mother Down. The police were involved. They were complicit. Iyabo was paying police, to keep her sex trafficking and pimping empire down. Some cops may be fired. Egbetokun will be furious. It is what it is. It is time to unleash Queen Mother Down. Wumi Adebanjo, several BB Niger girls were all Iyabo's high-class call girls. Wumi was living with Iyabo. Wumi was pimped out a lot. And Wumi was even pimped to a certain king's palace. A lot of you have heard these stories, and now it's all making sense. Iyabo booked girls for escort services to politicians, kings, rich businessmen, and even male actors and musicians. She was making that money. Alongside her friend Tonto DK, they used the blog syndicate Gist Lover to blackmail many people. If she saw somebody doing well or marriage going well, Iyabo would go behind in her dark world of Gist Lover to bring them down with a story that never happened, blackmail them for money, take down their businesses. She ruined homes, she ruined businesses, she ruined lives. She and Tonto Dike under Gist Lover. The role of the homicide chief who started the Mohbad case, Ayilara, and when Ayilara told me Iyabo owned Gist Lover and Amabo Gist, that role is going to come out. I'm still even skeptical of how Ayilara really died. Okay, because they took him to Akwa Ibom to be CP, and before you know it, he died. And now they said he died of prostate cancer, something we should have known a long time ago. The docuseries Queen Mother Down is only in Yoruba English. Okay, that's my language, Yoruba and English at the same time. All right, so no two languages or anything like that. Bring your translator. Okay, and my first audience is the low lives in Ikorodu. Tonto DK calls Mohbad's fans the low lives in Ikorodu, and they are the first audience for this. Just like the FBI, my investigation spanned 5 years since 2017 after prison, with a letter sending me to prison that Priscilla was a prostitute in the making. Subscribe, press notification, YouTube Dr. Kemi Olunloyo. YouTube Dr. Kemi Olunloyo. So when I unleash part 1, you'll be the first to get it. Are you ready?
Welcome back. You've watched the video, yeah? And lots of revealing information in that video. I am wondering if Dr. Kemi will be able to come and avail evidences for all this. First of all, let us delve into the analysis. The source, Dr. Kemi Olunloyo, on her official page is claiming that Iyabo Ojo, a Hollywood star, is allegedly the real owner of Gist Lover. I have told you that before. But if that is true, it changes everything we know about how narratives are shaped online and all. Gist Lover is infamous for targeted scandals, and controlling it means controlling public perception and public narrative. I gave you that updates before, but now to the bone of contention. Secondly, the prostitution ring claims. Allegedly, Iyabo didn't just connect clients and escorts. The exposé says she ran an entire network. BB Niger alumni, actresses, socialites, even her own daughter. If true, that is not just immoral, it is organized crime, according to Dr. Kemi Olunloyo. Thirdly, this analysis linking to the Mohbad's death. Dr. Kemi alleges that Iyabo obstructed justice in the case, and that Ayilara, the homicide chief, who supposedly confirmed her Gist Lover ownership, died. If the officer, Ayilara's sudden transfer to Akwa Ibom as Commissioner of Police, and death were connected to these findings, then this isn't just a celebrity scandal, it is potentially a big cover-up. These are allegedly from Dr. Kemi Olunloyo. Fourthly, the industry power play. Allegedly, Iyabo and Tonto Dike used Gist Lover to blackmail the wealthy and powerful in the context of Mohbad's death. That means some of the outrage we saw online may have been orchestrated, going further to push certain narratives while silencing other narratives. So finally, the political reach that was exposed in this particular video, the exposé claims police were paid off to protect this network. If senior officers were involved, according to Dr. Kemi, that means the Mohbad case may never have stood a fair chance of trial, if any. But here is the big question that haunts me anytime I talk about this. If Officer Ayilara truly told Dr. Kemi that Iyabo owned Gist Lover, and if that revelation made him a target, then could Mohbad's death and even Ayilara's death be part of the same chain reaction? Or are we all just connecting dots that were never meant to connect? That is why I told you before I began the podcast that I would be so glad to hear or to see the day that Dr. Kemi Olunloyo will provide strong evidences to back up all these claims she's done on her official page. So, my opinion, allegations remain allegations until proven in court, yeah? But the timing, the names, and the alleged connections are way too severe and too big to ignore, okay? Mohbad's death was never just about music. It was about power, money, and secrets, according to what Dr. Kemi has let out for the past couple of days. And if even half of this expose is true, then Nigeria's entertainment scene is sitting on a bomb, a time bomb precisely, that is already taken. All right, so I would leave you here. So you would brainstorm just like me, and then we'll arrive at the same point, if only if. So without wasting much of the time, if you enjoyed this video, why not give it a thumbs up? Quickly like this video, that's what I mean, and then subscribe to channel up. Don't forget to tap the notification bell, and I want to see your reactions flying in the comment section so that we'll be able to connect and see where it leads us. Don't forget, stay up and always keep your head above water. For me, is peace out.